Hi everyone, welcome to WW Designs. My name is Nikki and I am very excited because I'm about to head off overseas on a tropical getaway and I need to get my journal kit ready, so I thought we might as well pack it together. We're starting off with this cute little pouch arrangement that I bought off Temu a while ago. It's quite handy, has a variety of pockets, and then when I've figured out that everything will fit in here, I can just take this in my carry-on bag, because while I'm flying, I can do some journaling and get things underway. And of course, on the flight home, I can do some more. So let's pack this together. So actually, I might just pop this over here just for a minute. So the first thing we're going to do, I did a order from Black Opal Stickers, one of my favourite Aussie sticker shops, and I ordered these 3 sheets in particular because they are super tropical, super beachy, and are the absolute vibe of what I'm going to be going for. So this journal will be very colourful, very bright, because that's the sort of holiday it is. When I went to Europe for a month over Christmas and that, I went very neutral because it was winter and that suited. But we're heading out to a very warm destination. So that's sheet number 1. Here's another one. Very, very tropical, perfect for what I want. And I love these ones. Where we're going is renowned for amazing sunsets, so that's why I ordered this one, and I love the colours. So that's the first thing I'm packing. And when you order from Black Opal Stickers, she sends them out in this fabulous pouch. It's plastic, but not super thick, not super thin. So I thought I'm just going to use this pouch to store some of the goodies that I'm taking, and it works out it's the perfect size for my pouch. So there we go, that's what we're starting with. Then I went through my stash and I have found a few bits and pieces I want to take. This journaling card seemed very appropriate. There's a very good chance ice creams may be consumed. Then I went through my stash and grabbed some of my papers that I have made. It's an instant background, instant colour, just glue it down where you need it. I do love paint swatches, so I grabbed these 2. I just did these on magazine pages. A few more bits. It's just an instant way to add a pop of colour. I have some videos on my channel if you want to see how I make these sort of things. This is a little piece of napkin. You know the little white bits that we peel away when we are using napkins making junk journals? You can use ink sprays to create beautiful little bits like that. I've got a couple of bits of, this is scraps from my supplies, but things that I think are perfect for what I'm doing. There will be lots of beaching involved. I found this cute little bit. I thought we might take that along. Some waves, swimsuit. And then I just went through my huge selection of tropical/beach ephemera and grabbed a few bits. I could take a lot more, but no, I'm trying to be good. But, I mean, look, I've still got quite a few here. But these are just pretty things that seem perfect for a tropical holiday. And then lastly, this one here, this is actually a stick down pocket. I bought this as a pack years ago on a swaps and sales page, and I thought that might be handy to take as well. So all of these bits, I'm just going to slip in the back of this. This way they are all nice and tidy, but easy to access, and it fits beautifully in here. I can just make it work. So that's perfect. Then I think we need a few markers. So I've just gone through my stash and here's the selection I've picked. Oh, look, surprise, surprise, very bright. We need blue for water, obviously. I've got a selection of different types of markers here. These were just the ones I managed to lay my hands on very quickly. They will do the job. Most of these are like brush style markers, dual-ended, so I can brush stroke, I can fine tip right, whatever I decide I feel like doing. So there's some nice little markers ready to go. Then on this side, I want to take some watercolouring. Where we're going, there is a chance we may get some rain at this time of year. So I thought if I take some watercolour, not only just for, adding bits into my journal, if I have some time, and it's, say, a rainy afternoon, I could do some watercolouring. Great way to fill a bit of spare time. So I bought this little guy off Temu a while ago. It's timber, it's magnetic, and yes, the little bits of paint in there can be a bit naughty. What I've put in here, I bought ages ago a set of Staedtler watercolour tubes, and I just squeezed some in and I let it dry off, and it does look very shabby, I will admit, but with a squirt of water and then a little bit of water on your brush, they actually end up painting very nicely. So I did a quick swatch, and this is the colours that I have got in this set. There is a white, but I used a dirty brush, so it is looking a bit grey, but I do have white. And I think all these colours look rather tropical to me. So instead of taking one of my bigger sets, I'm just taking this little guy. And yes, he can be a bit messy and mucky, but honestly, it will be fine. It closes magnetically, so I'm happy with that, and I'm very happy with the size, because have a look at that. It fits perfectly. So then, of course, we will need a paintbrush. I have this very pretty little travel paintbrush. It is quite thick, so if I want to do some wash over a page, that's great. But it does actually have a fine tip, so I can do more delicate things if I'm nice and gentle and don't spread the hairs out too much. So we have a brush. Then, of course, I'm taking my little spray bottle. I've already emptied it, because you are not allowed to take fluids like this, I believe, on international flights. So I've just emptied it, and I can fill that when I need it. I'm taking a trusty glue stick. I'm also going to take some roller tape, because it's a very quick and easy way to put things down on a page. I'm not a big fan of glue tape as a rule, because where I live is subtropical, and I find the glue loses its oomph. But I'm not concerned. If anything decides it might want to fall out, I can put it down with a better quality glue when I get home if necessary. But I'm going to take it anyway. It doesn't take up a lot of space. Then I have my trusty little stapler. Now, I'm 60 years of age, and I got this when I was in primary school, and I've had it forever. But it's pretty small. I've made sure I've got a full lot of staples in there, so that's ready to go in case I want to staple something in. Then scissors. Now, I know there's a lot of talk about taking scissors on board aircraft, so I'm just going to give you my feedback. As I mentioned, I went on a round-the-world trip over December and January. I took my journaling kit on the plane with me every time I flew, so that I could actually get some journaling done whilst just sitting on a plane and killing time. I believe the golden rule is if the metal part is, if the blades are less than 6 centimetres long, you are allowed to take them on board. So you know what? I risked it. Not once. And I flew from Australia to Europe. I flew within Europe. I flew from Europe to America, and then America and home with these in my cabin bag. Not once did I ever get asked, we'd like to see these. I want to see how big they are or anything like that. Not once did anyone mention scissors. They just waved me through every time I went through security. So I just thought I'd share that feedback. I'm going to risk it again with these. If for some strange reason there's someone at the airport that decides, no, you're not taking them, I will buy a cheap pair when I'm over there. These were not expensive. If I lose them, I won't cry. I think I bought these off Temu too, on purpose to take with me, knowing they didn't cost a lot of money. So if they wanted to take them off me, I was going to be okay with that. But I'm definitely going to try it again because I had no trouble and I covered the whole world without drama. One thing I do normally with, I love using tweezers for putting little bits in the right place. And I prefer, fine tip tweezers. But I'm not prepared to take this on a plane. I do feel they may consider this could be a dangerous object. I could stab someone with this if I was that way inclined. So I'm not going to risk taking these. I don't want to lose them. They're good ones. So I'm going to pack this little spare pair of tweezers that I have. They're not fine tip, but I don't think I'm going to have a problem with them. Again, I don't use these for anything else. I'm happy to lose them if they decide they want to take them away from me. I have this cute little metal ruler. I can use this to write words down, but it's also a ruler. So if I want to make any straight lines, I have a ruler. So we'll pop that in there. Actually, maybe that can go on this side. Then I have a few other goodies here. This is a pretty pen. It's a jewel, like this lovely teal colour, aquamarine. No, it's not aquamarine. Emerald, whatever, with gold in it. When you write with it, you get, the dual tone. So I thought that was really lovely for where we were going. That might come in handy. I'm taking a pencil. The reason why I'm taking this is I've decided not to carry my little photo printer with me for a few reasons. A, it takes up quite a bit of space. B, I don't like the quality of the photos. I know it's convenient because you can finish a page straight away, but it annoys me that the quality is not good. So when I went on my last trip, when I got home, I printed all my photos on matte photo paper and then just stuck them in my journal. I have an Epsom Echo Tank. I have the Epsom app on my phone. It gives you the option for all these templates of different sizes. So what I do with a pencil, I write in the space that I'm leaving in my journal which photo it is that I want in that spot. And then I just glue them all down. It took me less than an hour, I think, to do the whole of my big trip. It won't take me long to do these ones. So we're popping that in there. This is my Ride or Die pen. These Sharpie pens, this is not a Sharpie marker. It's called the Sharpie pen. It's black. It's fine. It is my favourite pen to write with. So I'm taking that along. And finally, if I have any little fiddly, gluey bits, I'm taking this little glue pen. It's really good. It's got a little roller ball, and it's really good when you want to glue down things that are really fine. And using a glue stick, you might tear things. This little guy is coming with me for that purpose. I am definitely taking a whiteout roller. One thing I can't stand is if I have a writing mistake. It drives me nuts. So I am taking my whiteout, and I've checked. I've got plenty on there. So that's perfect. I'm going to take my clip to hold my journal open. Got to come with me. Then the next thing I have done, oh, hang on, I forgot to put this. This has to go in here. These are some dates. They're on washi sticker paper. I need to pop those in here. The dates I'm away are all on that sheet there. So that's nice and easy. Then the next thing I have is a sticker release paper book from the Travellers Company. So I have been through my stash and I have added some stickers. Of course, very tropical, very beachy, but also just some colour. That doesn't represent beach as such, but again, this is going to be very bright. So I've picked all sorts of pretty bits, quick to stick down, help get a page finished really fast. So I've just grabbed a few from my stash. The other thing I've done, now in the past, I have wrapped washi tape around, little holders, little bits of plastic. But I thought, hang on a minute, why don't I just stick some down on a page? So I've just grabbed a few. I don't need a ton of washi. It's easy to peel up, cut off what you need, stick it down, and this is just another bulky item I don't need to carry with me. Now, I'm not sure if you can see this on here, but what I've also done is just normal clear sticky tape or sellotape, whatever you like to call it in your part of the world. I've done 2 sheets of that. And what I want the clear tape for is for tip-ins. Sometimes if you use washi tape, it looks cool for tip-ins, but you may cover part of a picture or some words. So I do prefer to do my tip-ins with clear tape. So I did 2 pages of that. And then literally as I was about to start filming, I realised I had forgotten to put something down here. What I've done, I've just stamped out, just in black and white, very simple, a few little stamps. In case I get a little bit sick of all this colour and I just want to add a little black and white highlight. Now, I need to cut these out. Now, obviously, I've just done this on normal scrap paper. I think this was a magazine page. You can't stick this in as such. If you have sticker paper, and I do have some, but it means I've got to get it out and I can't be bothered. How I use this is I take my roller tape and I just put the tiniest little bit on the back and I stick it down in here. Except did I not actually put any on there? Hang on a minute. No, I didn't. Can never remember which way this one goes. And then you just stick that down in there and it holds. And then when you want to use them, you just lift them off with ease and put them in your journal. So instead of taking my stamps and my stamp, oh, I've done it again. My stamps and, no, hang on, what's going on here? Which way am I meant to hold this? Let's try this again. Instead of taking stamps and a stamp pad, because again, that's more bulk, the few that I've done, and I might do a few more, maybe even some in colour, then you just stick them down on here. And again, that's less bulk you have to take. I need to have room for shopping, right? So I can't go taking too many things. We've got to keep it simple. So we're going to have some black and white things just for a bit of variety. So that will go in there. It just fits. And of course, I suppose we need a journal. And I was going to make my own junk journal. And I decided, no, not this time. I've just grabbed a traveller's notebook. And what I do, at the back, I always stick on the little bit that lets me know which book it is. And this one is the number 3. It's the 64-page MD white paper notebook. And I am simply going to use this. Keeping things very simple, and it gives me more than enough space. And I know this traveller's paper can cop quite a bit of a beating. I've done a tiny bit of decoration on the front, a bit of map page, and some stickers, again from Black Opal. And we are good to go. So that is everything I'm going to take. Everything fits in this pouch perfectly. If it didn't, it's not coming with me. Simple as that. And I can then just close this up, pop this in my little cabin bag, and we are ready for holidays. So I hope you enjoyed this. Oh, hang on, wait, look, there's more. One more thing. I thought I would take a piece of, this is just a piece of paper towel so that I can clean my brush on. I'm sure I could get a napkin at the hotel I'm staying at, but I thought, look, I'm just going to take this in case when I decide to do some watercolouring and I can't find a napkin handy. If I've got a piece of paper towel and it doesn't want to quite fit in there, at least I've got one handy and ready to go. So there we go. Now I think we're done, almost ready for holidays. If you have any questions, please pop it in the comments box below and give this video a thumbs up if you can. I would really appreciate it. And until next time, thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.